With knowledge, you can do anything. If I could, I would have bought a house when I was like 12. My time management and delegation skills are on point. So when
You're a millionaire. Why do you want to have a boss?
oh, this person takes care of themselves. They are
That's
serious about their well-being, so they're going to take good care of me too.
That was the turn on dates.
Sometimes you actually have to buy your time before you can afford it. Don't be cheap with yourself.
Teachers that they have PhDs and they're broke.
You can make your own decision. You can make more money with your own money.
You mentioned so many times, and I know that you have a full-time job and you just got promoted, which
Yay.
is congratulations. But
Thank
now
you.
I want to talk about hiring your coach, business coach.
Yes,
2020.
yes.
Why did you hire the business coach? Do you regret not hiring a business coach 10 years ago? And do you still have that business coach?
Okay, so yes, I do regret not hiring a coach sooner. No, I don't have the same business coach because I actually hire new coaches for new strategies and new goals.
So you learn whatever they
Yes.
have to give.
Yes.
You're out, another one in.
Well, because you're growing,
Yes.
and as you're growing, your strategies change, and you need someone that's doing that specific strategy to help you, right? So I've actually had 5 coaches in the last 3-4 years, and I don't think I'll ever go without having a coach because they just hold you accountable, but they also expand your mind because you can only think what you think. And when someone else comes in and says, okay, instead of raising $5 million, you're going to raise 50 million. All of a sudden your brain's like, what? $50 million? Do you know what I mean? And you need that person to get you out of your comfort zone because they've already been there. So for them, it's nothing. And so to your question, I always tell people, if you want to achieve something, you know, instead of learning the hard way or the long way, hire a coach. And yes, it's going to cost you money, but things are either going to cost you money or they're going to cost you time. You pick one, right? So for me, I spent 10 years learning by myself. It was literally me and my husband, like, hey, babe, what should we do? Like, we didn't know what we were
Instead of
doing.
watching Netflix, we're on Google learning about
Yes,
real estate.
exactly. So it was
That was the turn on dates.
it was like the two of us. And then the minute I hired my coach, I even told him, I'm like, I'm ready to go to the next level. I need someone that's already there to take me there, right? So I hired my coach. She helped me build a legal basement suite, and that property made me 300 grand. Like, you know what I mean? So, and then after that, I was trying to figure out, okay, now I need to learn more about multifamily. I need to learn how to create systems for my business. So I went to coaches that specialize in those fields, and that's how you grow.
How do you pick your coaches?
So I actually spend a lot of time either watching their social media and talking to other students, like previous students, and having that conversation with them. They have to have the same values as you, and they have to have the same communication style. So if you're not vibing, it's going to be super awkward, right? Like, and because you see them a lot, you need to be able to have that trust and that genuine sort of relationship where you feel like you're supported, you're encouraged, and you're not judged, because it's kind of a free for all. You're really like letting them know what you're trying to achieve, and it gets very personal. So you have to be able to trust them, and they have to be able to see your vision right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of your coaches has real estate portfolios, or you like invest in like coaches to talk just about business growth, or they must have a real estate portfolio?
So for me, they have to have a real estate investing portfolio because that's where most of my business lies. But I am starting to look at businesses in general, you know? So I would love to start, you know, looking at buying businesses, not just real estate.
Why?
Well, diversification, you know? You
just want to have some fun.
Yeah, because I love to learn, I love to grow, and real estate is amazing. But there's other businesses you can buy and learn and grow.
What do you want to get into?
So I'm a huge proponent of education. So I would love to buy a business that help educate children. So, you know, it could be like Kumon or Kumon, I think, or anything that really generates or helps shape like the youth, because to me it's really important that children are prepared, especially during COVID. I feel like they lost 3 years, and I would love to own a company that is able to give them back that time, that knowledge, and just, help them build that confidence that they've sort of lost. I've noticed a lot, so just something like that really aligns with my values, because I have 2 children, and I would love to be in business that can give back to children.
So if you're watching this podcast and you have some ideas, you reach out to Danielle. By the way, how can the audience reach out to you for advice, for real estate advice, for general advice? What are your social media platforms?
So super easy. My website is my name, so DanielleUnsworth.com. I'm also on Instagram.
I follow her.
Yes, thank you. On Instagram, super easy. Again, it's at Danielle.Unsworth. And yeah, you can just send me a DM, or you go to my website. There's a form you can fill. There's my email in there. And I'm also co-founder of the Women Investors Network Canada. I don't know if we touched that. So it's a community of women, and we have online and in-person events, and that's the goal. Our mission is to create connections so that women can get into business, they can start investing in real estate, because we found during COVID there was a huge disconnect, and women needed to come together and find a safe space to really just be encouraged, to learn from each other, to support each other, and to grow as entrepreneurs, real estate investors, moms, and, just being more for themselves.
How can women be members of these groups? Because I think it's very important. It's going to sound really not very pleasant, but I'm going to say it. I see lots of female these days, they're giving up on themselves. They're oh, I don't want to work hard. I'll go find a rich husband. Or I don't want to work hard. I'm going to go, sell some stuff online. That's how I want to make my money the easy way, because it's harder for me as a woman. So what would you like to say to those ladies?
Okay. Well, first of all, just for your comments, when you marry for money, I've heard you actually end up earning every penny from other issues, right? You're going to have money, but you're not going to be happy because it's not going to be fulfilling for you.
So don't do that.
Okay, so don't do that. And number 2, selling things online is actually quite difficult. I've had many businesses. One of them was selling e-commerce.
Well, I meant other things.
I know.
Other things.
Yes, of course, that as well. But I would say if you have a clear goal or a clear why, what is it that you're trying to achieve? And then when you get connected with other women who are doing what you are inspired to do, it really gives you inspiration to sort of just take that first step. So in our community, there's a lot of younger women who are, just finishing university, and there's single moms who are just restarting their lives. And, they sign up for our membership and they get connected. And we actually have chapters across Canada. We have 10 chapters.
Can I join, or we have to be female?
You can be an honorary guest.
Ooh.
Yes, so
because I have long hair, or
of course. And so they can join our.
What's the website?
Yes, so they can go onto my Instagram or at Winc WINC.investors on Instagram, and the landing page is there for them to join and get to know our community. Everything is there.
Okay. If you're a woman and you live in Ottawa or anywhere around Canada, you want to restart your life, you want to start your life, you just graduated, you want to start a business, you want to start a new journey, you want to excel in business, you want to invest in real estate, there's actually a community of successful women that they can help you. Without a community, you can't get anything. So Danielle, she is the co-founder of a community that helps women. Danielle, how can a woman join your community?
Thank you so much for sharing. But we are actually the Women Investors Network Canada, and we have chapters all across Canada, and we also have an international chapter now. So you are not limited by where you live. Wow. You can join us. You can find us on Instagram at Winc, WINC.investors, and you can learn about our community and, check out any of the chapters depending on where you live, and learn how to join our community through our bio page.
Amazing. Thank you, Danielle. So, You still have a full-time job.
I do. Yeah.
Why the hell you still have a full-time job?
So
You're a millionaire. Why do you want to have a boss?
So I am the boss, so that's good. Number two, I really love my job because once I tell you what I do, you're going to understand. So I work in international adoptions and I help families grow their families. So I work with countries of origin, I work with the provinces and the territories, and they come to me when there's a really complex case.
Oh.
So, I'm able to really help families and I see the impact right away.
That makes so much sense now. I'm like, what is she doing having a full-time job? She's a
Yeah.
millionaire. She already made it in real estate.
Yeah.
She doesn't need the money to invest. Well, probably you do. You have your own strategy for the salary, where you want to put it. But yeah, I was always curious and I always wanted to ask you this question. But I'm like, this is a personal question. But I'm like, okay, on the podcast I can ask. So thank you for answering. And to be honest, most of the genuine successful people that I met, they care so much about paying back. And I think it's really important too, especially because the money can get into your head. And if you use portion of the money to pay back, you're getting amazing joy. And then you invest, you spend some money on some other stuff you're thinking is going to give you joy and doesn't. You always remember like, no, I have to give back. And that's what's going to make me feel like I'm a real person.
So I think for me, gratitude is everything for me. I am grateful for, being here. I'm grateful for my business. I'm grateful for the relationships. I'm grateful for you. I'm really grateful. And I feel like once you practice gratitude on a regular basis, everything just becomes really more joyful and you have more to give back. And it doesn't feel like you're doing anything that is, unpleasant. It's just natural. And so I think that is a really big component of being successful because what money does is it just extrapolates who you already are, right? You've seen that when people are generous, when they have more money, they give more. When people are already kind of, hoarders with money, when they make more, they just keep more or they spend more just on themselves. So I think money now for me is a tool to help others, to give back, and also for me to live more comfortably. Like I grew up, with not much. All my clothes were donated. We lived in like assisted housing. We had cockroaches in our apartment. So that's why for me it's really important that my units are clean, they're safe, and we have units set aside for affordable housing as well because of how I grew up. And I feel like when you get to the point where you can reflect on how you lived and you're able to change that for others, it becomes your vision.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I have a list of multiple choice questions for
Okay,
you.
yes.
Are you ready?
Yes,
you
I
kind of
love
answered
multiple
one of
choice.
the questions right now.
Okay, yes.
All right.
Let's do it.
What makes you rich? Money, knowledge, or happiness?
Money, knowledge, or happiness? I would say like knowledge. With knowledge, you can do anything.
Well, don't we have lots of... I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
Lots of like school teachers that they have PhDs and they're broke.
Oh, well, that's because they're not using their knowledge in the way that brings them joy, right? Because the more you learn, the more knowledge you have, the more you can do things.
Okay.
Right?
That's
and
true. You're capable.
Yes, because knowledge is what creates things and what instigates things. So with knowledge, you can do anything, even to create happiness, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Why did you start your business or real estate investing? Lack of opportunities to prove something or to follow a dream?
I started real estate investing because I knew there was more to life than, going through the regular routine. So I knew that real estate would be the avenue to be able to give me that fulfillment.
Money to me is a protection, weapon, or a bridge.
Oh, I used that right when I said money is a tool. So for me, it's a bridge. It bridges the gap, for society, for, other issues. So definitely a bridge.
I'm successful because I was patient, I was impatient, or in between.
Patience. For sure. Delay of gratification is really key to being successful, because if you don't have the patience to see your long-term vision and you're super sporadic, you're going to make decisions that are not going to benefit you in the long term. So for me, I have a lot of practice with delay of gratification.
If I could go back, I would invest my money in real estate, on myself, crypto, and stocks.
First, myself, because
Coaching part.
yes, the coaching, and then real estate, 100%. If I could, I would have bought a house when I was like 12, okay? But you can't. Well,
Do you give back? Yes. I'll answer this question for you. Are you... Now, this question we usually ask it if you have lots of employees, but it can also, like, you have a family, you have a husband, you have business partners. So, as a boss, are you flexible, strict, or asshole?
oh,
That's the
boy.
question.
No, I do have employees. So I have 2 VAs, a social media manager and an ad hoc executive assistant. And
Locally or outsourcing?
one is in Europe. The other ones are here in Canada. And they love working with me because I am very flexible and I love learning opportunities, because working with me should not just be a way to make money. It should be an opportunity to grow and learn as well. And just as an example, my virtual assistant from Serbia, by working with me for a year, just bought 2 rental properties. And she's Airbnb-ing them, and she's looking at doing renovations for her next one, and she's super excited.
So she works with you so you can coach her. She's so smart.
Yes, super
Right.
smart, and that's how you got to be.
Awesome. So that's an interesting thing. So you hire people who want to learn from you, not just make money off of you.
Exactly. They have to have a interest in real estate, and also about, maybe wanting to invest as well. If they're young and they're like, I really want to learn about real estate investing, yes, of course. Like, by working with me, you're going to learn how to do all of the things that I had to learn by myself. And now you have someone that's teaching you how to do it, and you're getting paid. It's amazing.
Political party.
I can't comment because
It's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's the only question I'm so flexible with.
Okay.
Does your business affect your life? Yes, it's my whole life. No, I have a life balance.
Oh man, I have such a good balance. Like, my time management and delegation skills are on point. Yeah,
Get back to this one. Work hard or work smart?
Smart, always. Actually, don't even work. You just delegate it.
Would you rather deal with clients or team?
Both. I love both. Yeah.
You got to pick one.
Oh, okay.
60-40, I don't care. 55 or 45.
My team, because my team they're an extension of me. So if they're working with the clients, it's like I'm working with them.
And that's part of the delegation.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So life balance.
Yeah.
You're the first one.
Yeah.
You're the first one who says, I have a life balance and I've made my million.
Yeah.
So explain, s'il vous plaît.
So, okay, if you know me and you've like hung out with me, I'm very regimented in my schedules. Like, I work in increments of 15 minutes, okay? Like, when we chat, right? I'm like, okay, 6 o'clock. I have a dance class after our podcast. So I'm really good with time management.
Dance competition.
Yes, and I have a dance competition on Thursday as well. But before I came here, I was doing a home workout, right? Because I had an hour and a half. That's enough time to do a workout. So instead of watching TV or just letting that time pass by, I use it to do something I want to do. And I find a lot of people let time pass by. Sometimes, like the other day, I had maybe 45 minutes to spare before my next event. And my son asked me to go to Dairy Queen. Most people would say no. They're like, it's only 45 minutes. There's not enough time. But you can go to Dairy Queen, get an ice cream cone with your kids, hang out with them for 30 minutes, and come back and still have time to go to your next event. So time management is key. And I always plan it the night before. So I already know what my day is going to look like. I give,
To-do list.
Exactly. Like, I know I plan my days. I always make sure I have my workout. I have my family time.
How long is the family time?
It depends. Sometimes if, your kids don't need a lot of time with you if
How many
it's
hours
good.
per average? Like, how many hours you spend a day with
I
your
usually
kids?
see my kids from when they're home from school. So let's say I pick them up at the bus stop at like on 4 or 4:30 until about 8. So during that time, it's family time. I'm on the trampoline with them. We go to the park. We just hang out. And if I have an event, I always let them know, hey, mommy has an event at 7. Like they knew I was coming to the podcast, so we hang out before. I always give time.
Who stays with them when you're gone? Your husband?
My husband or my mom or my mother-in-law. We have a really good
support system.
Exactly, and you kind of need that. And if you don't have family that are in the same town, I would say you really need to have like a consistent like babysitter, because you need to create that time for yourself. Like I don't feel guilty. I don't have the mom guilt when I leave, because I've already given to my children.
Like, yeah, fuck them. I was 4 hours today.
I'm like, we already arm wrestled, we're good.
Okay,
like,
that's good.
And they feel fulfilled already, because they already got my attention. So now I can just leave, and then they're just gonna go do their own thing. So for me, I always schedule like my gym time is sometimes. I mean, you go to the gym. You know, sometimes you have to plan like when you're gonna go.
I cancel on clients to go to the gym.
You
Seriously.
have to. Yeah, you have to.
It's like
right?
someone tells me like, let's schedule for this. I'm like, no, I can't. I have gym. It's like, can't you reschedule? I'm like, no. No.
Like when you take your health and fitness seriously, it's super evident. And you know what? Your clients and your customers will appreciate it. They're going to be like, oh, this person takes care of themselves. They are serious about their well-being. So they're going to take good care of me too when I'm part of their team or when I'm part of their investment pool, right? So it's, I think it says it all. If you can time manage and delegation. This is something I learned.
You always keep saying delegation. I'm sure you learned this one like a year ago or 2 years ago.
That's the best.
Because you're still stunned by it.
I know.
How do you delegate in your life? Like, give us an example.
Okay, so for example, I don't do my own meal preps anymore. I hired my friend, and every Monday she delivers my meals for me. It's amazing.
You and your kids, or just for you?
Well, I was on a different meal plan, but we have family meals as well, so she can do both.
So you never cook anymore?
No, I do, but when I want to.
Okay.
So that's the difference, right? You delegate things you don't want to do. And so for like my bookkeeping, I hired it out. Property management, I used to do everything myself. I was, showing the tenants the apartments. I would sign the lease. I would review everything. So now I delegated it to a property manager. Bookkeeping, my VA does it. Even like
cleaning.
Yes, and then even my emails, right? Like my newsletters, I have my virtual assistant doing it. So I'm at the point now where I can make decisions. That's my job. I make decisions.
Focus on growth.
Exactly. I have the vision and I make decisions. And everything else that needs like my face, for example, I have to show up, then I'll be there. But all the other things that somebody else can do, I've trained them to pretty much be an extension of me, right? So that is really key. And it's from a book called Who, Not How. And it kind of like just changed my life. Find people who really love doing things that you don't enjoy. Like there are people out there who love Excel sheets. Let them do the bookkeeping, And I have friends who love cooking. Let her do the cooking. Yes. And then you can just go to the gym, right? So find people who
don't be afraid of spending money on that.
Oh my God, yes. Just spend the money because it'll come back to you anyways. Because you're buying time. That's what it is. Before I couldn't buy time because I didn't have it. I had to do the work myself. But when you get to the point where you can buy your time, sometimes you actually have to buy your time before you can afford it.
Yes.
Which is really hard for some people to understand. And it sucks. But you just have to push through it and you will see the returns because you're able to free up your time to do things that are going to make you more money.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. My friends, they used to always make fun of me. I hire cleaners.
Yeah.
I don't even have a screwdriver in my house.
Okay.
I wanted to hang a painting. I called my sister. I paid her. My little sister, I'm like, I'd rather sit on my laptop, send some emails and make money and watch you putting my fucking painting on the wall.
Yeah.
And the cleaner's like, it's a 2-bedroom condo. Why aren't you cleaning? Like, it will take you an hour. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to. I'll just pay. And even like before when I just started my businesses and you can't really, maybe it's healthier to do those stuff yourself. I'm like, no. Focus on working, doing things I enjoy to do. Because you clean, now you're pissed fucking clean today. I did the fucking dishes. I don't want to do that.
You're like, But I get it. And it makes your days so much more pleasant, right?
I know.
Yeah, and then when you're in a good mood, guess what? More good things come to you because you're in a good mood. You're just like,
Law of attraction.
Yes, exactly. So I think That's super important. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. And it's changed my life. Like, I am just making decisions. I get emails and I make the decision. So my job now is essentially to say yes, no, approve, forward emails. Like, it's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to keep you longer.
Okay.
2 more things.
Okay.
Take home message, especially for the women out there. And if you have any question for us, we're happy to answer. So these are the 2 things.
Okay. So my take home message would be, don't be afraid to spend money on yourself. That's something I learned the hard way. And now I wish I had, not been so cheap with myself. Because if you don't spend money on yourself, who's going to spend money on you to make yourself better, right? And then you will see the results. So number 1, don't be cheap with yourself. Spend the money, you will thank me later, okay? And for the women, it's so important for you to know that you can do things without a partner. So in my experience, I've chatted with women, and one of the reasons I hear a lot for women not starting to invest is, I don't have a partner. You're married, you have a husband, it's easier for you. Well, no, because you can make your own decisions as well. So you can make them without a partner. And if you feel like you need that support, that's why we have the women community, because sometimes people just need that extra sort of support to let them know that they're safe to make those decisions. They don't need a partner, because at the end of the day, it's your money. You can make more money with your own money. And if you need help, that's where the community comes in. So don't be afraid to invest without a partner. I've helped many women do it on their own, and now they're just killing it, and they're doing super amazing. So don't be afraid to do things on your own. Like, I bought my own house by myself. I was 24. I didn't have a partner, I just went for it, right? You have to believe in yourself.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And question for you. What?
Shit. I thought you won't go for it.
Well, okay.
No,
this is a question.
You can go ahead.
This is a question I like to ask people, because it tells me, where they are.
I'm being judged now. Okay. All right.
What is the biggest compliment you've ever received?
That's a trap. I don't go on dates, so I don't get asked those questions.
Okay.
Okay, no, I'm joking. I don't go on dates, yes. I wasn't joking about this one. I'm not going to date you if you're watching. Best compliment.
It could be business related. It could be a life compliment. But I find this question really makes people think about what's really important for them, right? Yeah.
To be honest with you, and I don't know how this is going to sound, but I don't care. Everyone knows me. I don't give a shit what people think. Most of the compliments that I hear means nothing to me.
Okay.
But most of the compliments that I tell myself means everything to me. So sometimes I give myself compliments like, good job, you did this. You look great. So I give myself all kind of compliments when I deserve it, when I'm doing good. So like if I'm taking care of myself, good job, you're doing good. If I'm not going to the gym, if I skipped, I see my belly starting to grow, I give myself a hard time. So I have a really good connection with myself, and I'm really honest with myself. So if I did a good job with a client, I always reward myself, give myself the compliments. But if someone tells me you did good, I say thanks, but it means nothing to me.
Okay.
If they say you look good, I know.
Okay.
So it's not cockiness.
Okay.
I swear, it's not cockiness. It's just the compliments that I give myself means to me way more than, because people want to be polite. People want to make you feel good. So you never know if they mean it or if they don't. And I don't really, it doesn't motivate me what people says about me, because I wouldn't have started this podcast if I care what people would say about me. So yeah. That's
no, I love that. I mean, it's because you know what that means? That means you know who you are. And that's super important, because a lot of people don't know who they are, right? So when they receive compliments, there's a lot of validation that comes with it.
So I'm good now. Oh, so I'm smart now. Someone told me you're dumb. Oh, so I'm dumb now. So now I have to think that I'm dumb.
Yeah.
I have a great communication with myself. Like I always communicate with myself, and spending some time alone helps big time. And I haven't been like this all the time. I used to always wait for the next compliment.
Okay.
The physical, you're smart, good job, you did this. Oh, I wanted all these people to notice my achievements. Okay, you did this, you did a good job. Only like 2 years ago, I started like, this is confusing me because I'm waiting for someone else's to accept what I'm doing and tell me good job. But then I'm in this hold part where I'm waiting for them to tell me if they like it or not. When I started doing my things and me looking at the stuff that I'm doing, okay, that's good. I have my brain. I'm smart. I'm learning every day. I'm getting smarter, so I can actually judge what I'm doing because I know my intentions, so I can judge them better. And it actually helped me big time. I've been going way faster because I stopped listening. I'm like this.
Okay.
I'm seriously like this. Absolutely. If someone says something I don't like, no problem.
Yeah.
It affects on me 0%.
Yeah, actually, you bring up a really good point. When I started real estate investing, the people, some of the people around me were very negative about it, right? And sometimes you share your ideas and someone would be like, who's going to rent your basement apartment? And I'm just like, why not? Why wouldn't someone rent my basement apartment? I don't understand. So that is actually a really good point. You have to tune out the negative people in your life because they're not, they could be doing it not intentionally, but there's fear, right? They're scared for you or for themselves, and they're trying to project that onto you. So it's really important. That's why you have to hire a coach, because my coach was able to push me through all those fears because she's like, I've done 20, 30 of these. They are always rented out. So don't worry about it. You know? So I think that's really important. That's why I work with coaches, because when you start hearing, and it really sucks, but a lot of times the negative energy comes from people who are closest to you, right? Because they have the most, like loving relationship for you. So they're scared for you. They don't want to see you in trouble or lose, your money. So they portray that fear onto you to like discourage you from taking action or investing, because they would rather just keep you safe. But you don't want to be safe. We have bigger vision, bigger dreams, right? So that's why we have to hang out with people who get it. And it's okay. It's not their fault. I always say it's not their fault. They are where they are and they're not ready yet. And when they are ready, I'll be here.
Exactly. I'm in the market for a coach, to be honest. I've been looking for the last 2-3 years. I tried a couple sessions with a couple people. And for me, I need to look at their past. It should look like my future. That's when I hire them. And it's just like I have 4 businesses. I started 5 in the last 5 years. Business coaches tells you don't do that. So I want the coach who's crazy enough like me. So if you're a crazy coach who is not going to tell me don't do more than 2 things at a time, hit me up. I pay.
Okay. If I think of someone, I'll
please. Well, if there's nothing you want to add, thank you so much. I personally learned so much about real estate, delegation, time management. Thank you for sharing that we should take care of ourselves. We should make sure to do things for us, not just for our families, because this is important to be happy, and use the money to spend it on yourself. And thank you for everything, honestly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Danielle.
It was super fun. Thank you.
Amazing.